Hi, I'm Ashley, the Monogram Mompreneur, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to monogram this in the hoop face mask on your embroidery machine. If you haven't seen my tutorial on how to make this exact face mask, I'll link it here, as well as in the description box below. There are two ways you could monogram the face mask. The first way would be just the way I did it after the fact, and I'll show you exactly how to do that, where you just float it. The second way would be to add it into your software, so it's part of the step. That one's a little more complicated, and if you're making them already plain with the option to monogram, you'll just add the monogram after the fact. But you could also add it in your software in between the placement stitch of the full mask and the placement stitch of the elastic. So I'm going to show you exactly how I monogrammed my mask today. On this particular one I used, I believe, a 2.5 by 2.5 monogram. It might be a little big. You could go with a 2 probably and be good as well. I'm using a circle font on this particular one, and I'll probably do a different one on this mask I'm doing. So let's get started with how to monogram this. Okay, so to monogram it, you could do either a side monogram, or I'm going to go right in the middle to monogram this one. So as you can see, I marked my center point. I just folded it in half, used my water-soluble marker, measured. It was exactly, for me, 4 inches, so I went to 2. And then down the center line. So we're going to put a monogram right there in the middle. Again, you could do the side, you could do the middle, your preference. So I'm going to be using my sticky stabilizer, as well as, this is my 5x7 fast frames with sticky stabilizer. So I've already put my stabilizer on, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn it inside out. Let me get you a little closer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my center point. I always like to mark it on my stabilizer. There's a notch here. You can do this on a hoop as well. I just like using my fast frames. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it. We've already marked our center on here. We're just going to fold it inside out. We're going to find that center point and arrange it in the center. Then we're going to press, kind of like what we do with our hat hoop. This is called floating. It's one of my favorite techniques. I rarely hoop anything anymore. I typically float everything on my fast frames. And you have these darts to kind of keep you centered. So we're going to mush it out a little bit and use some pins. The monogram I chose is like a 2.5 monogram, so it'll fit perfectly in here. Alright, I'm going to do one on this side. And one over here. Alright, so now we have it pinned. I'm going to use these little clips. I think these are called Wonder Clips. You can get them at Hobby Lobby or probably Amazon. I use these when I'm appliquing shirts. I'm just going to kind of clip the fabric back to give it space. So there is going to be my embroidery field, and let's get this monogram started. So I have selected the font I want and the monogram I want. Again, this one's about 2.5 by 2.5, give or take. So I'm going to put my fast frame on my machine, being careful not to catch the needles. So you are going to have to kind of babysit it a little bit, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I'm just going to go in and trace the field. I'm actually going to center it. I'm going to center onto my crossbars I made for center. And then I'm going to hit the trace button because I'm using fast frame, so I want to make sure the monogram is going where I want it to go. And I'm going to take this one out of the top just because I don't want it to get stuck. I'm going to use my stick. Please buy like a craft stick, popsicle stick. If you don't have a little pointer with your machine, please don't do your fingers. We don't want anyone sewing their finger. Okay, so now that I've traced it, I'm going to go to sewing on my machine, and I'm going to change it to a pink color, and so that's needle 3 for me. So I'm just going to go and change it to needle 3. Okay? Alright, now this particular monogram takes 8 minutes to stitch out, so let's get started. Alright, it is done. Let's see how it looks. Oh my gosh, how cute. We're gonna take out the pins, and now we're gonna take the tear away. I mean, how cute is that? Alright, so here is the final product. Again, monogrammed, you could either do in the middle or on the side. So cute. I love these face masks. And I'll link everything I used today in the description box below. Let's try it on and see how it looks. What do you think? Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below if you would monogram your face mask or leave it plain. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the like button. We have so many more tutorials coming, and I don't want you to miss them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.